Well, we got a job today. We are going to do a side mount opener. It's a little bit packed in here, so stick along. All right, you guys, let me jump in here for a minute. Thank you so much for being here. So I have to give credit where credit is due. Rich B queued me off to this bracket. And I tell you what, I think this is a game changer because you know how I am. I'm a big believer that we move the door, we don't drop the door by dumping the spring tension. So I think this is a great alternative. I'm going to give you a little backstory. I'm going to jump in a few times through here. We're going to talk about some of the situations we ran into and some of my thoughts about this. But I think this is a great idea. The bracket, runs probably right about $50 or so with shipping. The situation I ran into though is my buddy, right? This is for my buddy. He already purchased the opener, right? So he already bought the thing on sale. Now it's a Chamberlain. It's a battery backup. It's actually Menards. I got it pulled up here. It's the B2215T from Menards. It shows it on here for roughly about $230 with the rebates they're doing. So, this is a pretty cheap alternative to instead of having a jack shaft. I think this will last longer. I think this might be a good option. It might just be something to have in the tool chest. And so let's continue on. This is the bracket right here. And basically the problem we're running into is we don't have enough room up here. So we're going to try to side mount it over here. Was going to be the game plan. I don't think I need a strut. You guys let me know. I don't think we need a strut to go across because we're going to be pulling over here. But you can see we're pretty tight. So I had him send me pictures, and you see how he basically insulated the ceiling. Then I don't know why there's that little kick out right there. It could be just how the shed was built. But when he sent that to me, that had me on high alert. I went, oh man. I said, I don't know if a jack shaft would fit in there. So that was what was going through my brain after I got those pictures. Like I said, he already purchased an opener. He told me he purchased an opener. It was on sale. So I said, what's a good alternative here? And also, I was concerned because I thought if I do a jack shaft, now you guys let me know what the cheapest jack shaft that you're running into out there, Genie or LiftMaster, but it seems like those things run all day, 400 plus, 600, $800. So to have something for, probably about under $300, not a bad deal. Got Mr. Caleb today. Got our opener. We've got an extension. So we're going to get started. That one goes bye-bye. So here's let's show this one up against this one for a second, Caleb, just so we got it. So you can see this one's just a little bit long. So another thing to note, I don't really think we need the extension. I was nervous that we were going to need more travel, but after we get it up and running, I'm a believer we really didn't need the extension for the rail, so that also saves a few dollars. I did it to be cautious. I didn't want to tear it back apart, but after we started running it, you'll see later on, I don't think you need an extension for it. We went from 7 foot, we got the extension up to 8 foot.
If you move too, Dave, just shout at Devin and we can move.
Okay.
It's from Menards.
It's working.
Yeah.
What is Mr. Caleb up there?
Still doing all my moving. I gotta find a blade.
That's okay. Zoom in. So honestly, I didn't know if we were going to have to jet the rail down, towards the back. So it'd be up towards the front, but it'd be leaning down in the back. I'll put a clip in right here. And that clip will show, it shows basically, Rich B had a different situation. I think that's his video, actually. I'm not for sure. But it showed it jetting, but they had a beam behind there. So it's another good, you know, if you can't fit that opener and you got a beam or something in the way, because you know how it is. Sometimes you're just 6 inches. You need that 6 inches or whatever it is.
Wall button. Leave our junctions up. Curly cubes.
Now to the point of wiring them in.
Nice.
So my good friend Ted, he didn't like how wobbly that bracket was, and I agreed with him. I was kind of like in a trance, like this was all new to me, so I was just kind of like, what are we doing? I've never done this before. What's gonna fail? But I put some bolts in there to help firm that up. So I would agree we had to find a way to kind of stiffen that bracket. It was too flimsy. No idea.
So as of right now, we're getting too much flex. So it might work better with a T-rail. We're getting too much flex. We're going to try to move this so it's closer, more up and down.
So the real problem is the door was actually a little bit hot from the shed manufacturer. So it was a little bit of a hot door. It needed to. I had to dump a little bit of the spring, about half to 3/4, to make the door, because if I could show you, if like I had a J, oh, it's right here, like a J arm, right? A J arm like this, right? It likes to pull. Think about your arm. Oh, sorry. But think about your arm, right? It's easier for you to pull like this, right? You're strong this way, but you're not strong pushing that way. So it puts a lot of force. The force dynamics are a lot different. So I kind of recommend possibly a T-rail. Like a Genie screwdriver would probably work really sweet on this, because those rails are nice and wide, that C channel. The tube, it mellowed out and it worked. You know what I mean? It's just the tubes don't really have side strength or anything to them. You know what I mean? It wasn't really liking it, but it'll work. It will work. If your door is balanced out well, it should work just fine.
Push down on it. This door doesn't run quite the best, but that's what we're thinking right now. This is just too much of an angle. So stay tuned. Oh, that's fine. That's good. So we're struggling a little bit. I think we're going to pin it. We're going to try anyways, but it's pushing on this rail pretty hard to this wall. So it's all new to me, but if anybody's got comments, let me know. Pretty sweet though. We did lower the front. We're going to try that. I don't know what the magic is to have this level. There's really no instructions. So we're just winging it, right, Caleb?
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably it when it gives you their inch, right?
I don't know. It's so hard. I think we still need more. Oh, there it settled a little bit.
More?
I wonder if we should move this down.
Remember how I've told you guys before, I absolutely despise the new limits. This is a perfect example, right? This door's not quite right. We can't really manipulate it, but we got to go through the cycle all over again and again to get that door to shut the way we want, right? We can't just, like the old set screws on the side, the up and down limits, we can't just keep, twisting it a little bit. No, we got to go through the whole cycle again. So it takes a lot more time.
Because of this angle right here. If it can move forward, it's gonna.
I'm not saying no. Let's see this thing so I can.
Oh, tractor. Reefer is the off-road stuff. Where are you getting diesel at?
Yeah, I think oh, it's right. It's got to get locked in. Beautiful. That's it.
So right here, we can obviously see I got a lot of travel left in the rails, so that's why I don't really think you need the extension, which will save you a few dollars. But like I said, it might not be bad to have if you're in one of those situations where you're going to be a long distance loser. But if you're 5 Mile famous and you got a Menards or a Home Depot or whatever for the extension close by, wing it. You know what I mean? But like I said, I just wanted it for peace of mind. I already just installed it, but like I said, it looks like it's too long, so I really don't think you need it.
Stops, huh? Yep. Very nice. That's perfect.
So there you go. I think this is a great alternative. Like I said, I think it's very budget friendly. I think it's the right way to move a door. You guys let me know. Put it in the comments. What do you see? What do you like? You didn't know this existed. You know, like I said, I was concerned about the headroom for even a jack shaft opener on this. You know, maybe it's a little squirrely on 16x7. I think that's what the video I got is going to have on the clip. Seems to work. You know, I wouldn't do it on extension springs, that's for sure. But you guys just let me know. Thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, keep your fingers because they don't grow back. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. If you don't mind, hit the subscribe button, like on your way out, and all that good stuff. And like I said, I think this is the best side mount garage door opener in the universe. That's just my opinion, though. So take care. See you on the next one.